And let's start talking about the installation of Anaconda Python development environments using on the macOS environment. And first, you want to go to the Google and either on your Chrome browser or Safari browser or the Microsoft Edge browser, type in Anaconda download. And you follow the first link, download Anaconda distribution. Over here, you can register a new account, or if you already have an account, and you can use that. Or otherwise, you can use the just like I do today and skip the registration, directly go to the download. And you can download two different type of Anaconda installation. One for the graphical installation. I will click on here to download that. Or you can download the command line installer using command line share. Also, there are two different types of MacBook you're using. First is the Apple Silicon. If your MacBook is using the M1, M2, M3, M4, and probably early next year the M5 silicon chips, and you probably want to download these, or your older MacBook and is an Intel chipset, and you can download these. So I already downloaded already in my download folder, and I will show you in the Finder. In my download folder, I already have installed the packages. One is the graphical installation, and the command prompt one is in the command prompt installation. So here, I'm just going to double click and allow it to install, and continue. The only thing, keep going. I'm going to allow the installation to access. And you have two options for installation. One installation is for all the user on the computer, or your specific portion of specific user on the computer, okay, on the MacBook. So here I'm trying to choose on the hard drive and choose a folder. I'm going to choose the user, and CHW is my username as the installation portion. And I have continue, installation type, and installation location is also specified. I'm going to click on install. Since I already had it installed, I'm going to jump into that next step after the installation. After installation, we will need to open Anaconda Navigator. So here we're going to terminate that and go to the application I have, and you see that over here I have Anaconda Navigator. I'm going to open that one up. Okay. Here you can sign in your Anaconda account to add a so-called artificial intelligence coding help. And I'm going to skip that for now. Later on, we can come back to that. And over here, I have already installed several virtual environment, and I'm going to show you how to adding a new environment. And what we have so far is I go on the left-hand side and click on the environment portion. See, now I have three virtual environment. One is the base. Base is the original default environment. I added two different environment, virtual environment. One is called the IMSC 730 and IMSC 780 for different purpose of a different class. What happened is In the IMSC 780, we're going to including more Python library for optimization, for differential equation, and for statistic, those type of Python package. And the IMSC 730 is the data engineering one. We install more of the machine learning algorithm and time series analysis algorithm and the deep learning neural network algorithm library. So there are two different type of application, different objective in the class. So therefore, I'm including including two different. And show you how to create another one. For example, I'm going to for another class I teach is IMSC 685. Which is MIS, Manufacturing Information System class. It will prompt you to do a Python code by default. You can use in R, Julia, and so on and so forth. Also, in this version of Anaconda, and by default is the Python compiler 3.13. And it's a relatively new compiler, but it's not compatible with several major machine learning Python library at the moment. So I'm going to using 3.12 in this semester, for example, for the 685, and I'm going to create that. And you see that will create a fourth virtual environment called IMSC 685. With the same situation, you can create that for example, for different project in your company as well. And you manage each project using a special set of a Python library and special set of a compiler version and so on and so forth. And these are pretty much the same. And then you go to, once you install these environment, I want you to go back to the home, highlight the 685, go back to the home. And now you see over here, we are in the virtual environment IMSC 685, or if you pull it down, you can see all different kinds, okay? So what I need you to do for the Mac, and only thing you have to do is install the Jupyter Notebook, okay? And if you like, you can install the so-called Spider, which is a text-based development environment. And I use Jupyter Notebook for teaching, demonstration, and prototype my program. And then for research and easier to manipulate, I using Spider for working with a graduate student on that. So this is two different development environment you can use for that. Okay, and other than that, pretty much is done. Okay, I would like to go back to show you how we can use the rest. Once you install Anaconda and create a virtual environment you want, I want you to open a terminal. How do you access the terminal in macOS? Go to the Finder and Go, Finder and Go, and Utility, okay? And then you will see a terminal right here. Here I already have a terminal showed up, and I can have a new terminal, for example, new window. And the new window will be coming up with I want you to pay attention. Here we have the name of my machine, what is my username. And you probably notice that the base is the current virtual environment I'm using. I'm going to enlarge the window a little bit so you can see that. All right, and then in order to change the proper virtual environment I'm using, so I'm going to go to Anaconda and activate. For example, 685 or 780 or 730 you have. To activate that particular environment, so I'm going to, okay, so you say, oh, okay, I don't remember what kind of, how many environment I have and what are the name. You can always type Conda right here, environment list, okay, and it will show, oh, sorry. Typo. And here you can see that I have total 4 different virtual environment. One is the base, which is the default one. One is the 685, IMSC 685. One is IMSC 730. The other one is IMSC 780. Okay. So the next things I want to download, and here I already have it in my in my class file, Dropbox. To the okay, I'm going to locate a file called requirements.txt. And you see that requirement.txt exists. I'm going to install software in the requirement.txt file. If you see the requirement.txt file, it's a whole bunch of Python library I would like to install in bulk. So here is the things I wanted to show you, and also specify the minimum version I want to work with for this semester. And so what I have to do is, since I can locate the requirement.txt file, and you can download that files on the current directory, the home directory for yourself. What is the home directory? And in your case, this is supposed to be the user directory you have. Okay. Okay. And the requirement.txt file is over here as well. So this is something I usually share with the student. Let's see if I have that. Okay. What I'm going to do is install software. We call Anaconda install. Okay. -- files and requirement.txt file. Okay, and this is for that particular virtual environment, IMSC 685. It could be 730, it could be 780, depends on. Okay, so here I'm going to install that. It takes a few minutes. Okay, finish install. After install, I would like to do a update for the Python software management system called Conda. And here it says a Conda update use on the virtual environment base -n says the virtual environment I'm working with, and Conda is the application. So here it takes a few minutes to see if it's all update. If it's all update, I can install a so-called, I can do a -- all, which is update the current environment IMSC 685. So this is going on, and everything sounds like normal. Okay, and this is pretty much finished. And also, this one thing is bulk install our software, and the other thing we can install individual software. For example, I want to install statistic analysis software called Stats Model. Okay, and I can do that too. Okay, and the stats model just got updated in July, so it's a 14.5, so that's the most current version, and that's all there's to it. And also for the MacOS process, you can launch Jupyter Notebook from within the Anaconda navigator from here, or you can type in directly to whatever your system's going to be. Let me see how you do that. I'm going to show you. From here is IMSC 685. I want to launch Jupyter Notebook. You just simply type Jupyter Notebook in the command prompt. Okay. Okay, by default, this is it will show you what is the current directory is. Okay, whenever your current directory is, and let me show you right one more time, and I'm going to terminate that. And here I want to show you what is the current directory. You type pwd. Current directory is Dropbox classes IMSC 730 for fall 2025. And once you launch Jupyter Notebook, and the first page is that particular directory, and you can go in and, for example, load the ipy.notebook file. For example, it showed up like this. This is one of the examples we talk about in Data Engineering 1, how to analyze the time series data using the neural network, LSTM, GRU, extreme gradient boost, okay, and random forest, for example. This is the first example in the class. So I want to understand. One more thing is, if you want to close the current notebook, don't just close the tab. You want it to come in from File and close from here. Okay, click on Close and shut down the notebook. And save this notebook. You just click on the Save button right here, and you can close down. In order to get out of Jupyter Notebook altogether, you get it from File, shut down the entire Jupyter Notebooks system, okay? And then you can close the tab that way. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of a residual process in your memory and gradually load out your computer screen. Okay, so this is what we're trying to do here today. I seldom use the Anaconda navigator unless it is easier for me to introduce in the class and how to use the Anaconda navigator to set up virtual environment, manage virtual environment. For example, there is a class you no longer need to use, or there's a project no longer use, and you can actually remove it, and you can copy one of the environment using a different name and propagate from that. So this is a pretty straightforward and easy to navigate. Each one of the environment you can choose directly from here, and install additional software from here. Here is plenty of software, subsystem, Anaconda AI Navigator, Anaconda Toolbox, Anaconda Cloud Notebooks, and lots of those. Okay, Oracle Cloud Structures and Orange 3 is a graphical development environment for Anaconda. Okay, for Python, I'm sorry. And here, I want to conclude this quick video for installation, detailed installation of using different Python library. We will go over in our class when we introduce different application using different Python library, and then we will manually install those and we'll introduce them one by one. So for now, I'm going to conclude this video, and we see you in the future video. Bye-bye.